Welcome Cancer to your reading for the month of May 2025. Guys, I'm so sorry if you haven't seen my post on the community section, then you won't know that I've had extreme technical issues that rendered my laptop, which is where I do all my work from, completely useless. And I lost all of the recordings that I did for all of the zodiac readings plus some true crime completely, and I'm now having to re-record everything. So sorry if you've been wondering where I've been, that's why. So anyway, we're here now and we're getting on with it. So this is for May, Cancer. Let's see what's going on with you guys. Let's pull a preview card. Let's see how different this reading is to the one that I recorded previously. Not that I can remember much. So let's see. Your preview is the Four of Cups. Okay, so you might be feeling a little bit disengaged in some ways, Cancer. You might be feeling unmotivated, possibly. This card can just be a card that says you're feeling a bit bored in general, and that you want something in life to bring some excitement to you that you're not getting. Let's find out. So this is for your sun, your moon, your rising and your Venus signs, and it is a general reading, so please take what resonates and let the rest go. If this reading does resonate for you, Cancer, and you'd be interested in a private reading, then I am offering 20% off my readings throughout May, which I may well extend some into June because the last week's been a write-off. But all you have to do is email me revelationtarotgb@gmail.com, or you can book directly into my calendar. Maybe you've had a reading before, so you know how it works, but if you don't know how it works, then email me. If you do, then you can book direct into my calendar, and both of those links are down below in the description. Let's get into this. We're looking at your general energy, your opportunity, your challenge, your unforeseen events, and your advice. So Cancer, in your general energy, we have got the Knight of Swords in the reverse position. So again, there's just a lack of energy here. There's a bit of resistance to getting things done. You may be feeling, like I said, a lack of motivation. You're feeling uninspired. There's a general sense of not reacting to certain things. Yeah. The Five of Wands is in your opportunity. The opportunity here is just to hold on. First of all, it's saying hold on, don't worry that we all go through periods where we suddenly feel a bit jaded or lacking energy, but this will pass, Cancer. And the Five of Wands is also about getting back on top. It's about knowing that you're actually, the journey you're on right now, Cancer, is coming out of a period of negativity and challenges and difficulty, whereas actually you're coming through that now. You're going to be heading towards a much better, much more positive, much brighter energy, but you're still battling through some of the more difficult things, but you're going to see the light at the end of the tunnel pretty soon. So just be aware of that and make sure you know that that is your opportunity. Keep going. The Three of Pentacles is in your challenge. I think the challenge here is that you don't feel like you're being recognized for the efforts that you are putting in, you're starting to feel a little bit invisible. You feel like they should be receiving more praise or recognition or admiration, maybe. Sometimes it can feel a bit like you're lost in a crowd. Maybe you're feeling like you're not getting noticed because other people are taking the limelight in some way. And that for you is a challenge. It's trying to stand out from the crowd. For you, that's the problem. The Nine of Wands is in your unforeseen events. And that's a good card because this is about you being resilient and persistent and determined. And I think as the month goes on, Cancer, you'll just sort of rise up and say, right, enough's enough. I'm not going to wallow in this energy anymore. I'm gonna fight through it. I'm gonna, make the best of a difficult situation, so I can then say I did everything I could. I tried my hardest. But it's getting out of that kind of funk that you might be in that's the problem. The Tower in reverse is in your advice. And that's really just saying, Cancer, not everything's heading in the direction you believe it's heading in. Sometimes you can get yourself into a mindset that says, this is all going to go wrong again. I know where this is heading. It's going to end in, the worst possible outcome. And because the Tower's in reverse means that that's not necessarily going to happen. But don't forget, what you put out to the universe is what you'll bring in. So if you put out to the universe that you're up for the challenge, you will get through this. And you know that what's at the end of this is worth the fight, then you will find it much easier. I know that's easier said than done, but you can do it, Cancer. I know you can. You've been through worse, remember that. So let's see, let's clarify these cards. The Knight of Swords in reverse, clarified by the Emperor reversed, and the King of Pentacles. So you are feeling disempowered. I don't think you're feeling disempowered in respect of you have no power. You're just finding it very hard to tap into your power at the moment, which is what the Emperor's about. You just, feels like someone's taken your batteries out in a way. And even though you're looking for those batteries, you need the energy to find them. The King of Pentacles is the general energy of success, really. This is about knowing that you will be successful. You are successful. You are a very, I'm trying to find the right word. It's like, there's something there in front of you and you just can't quite reach it. You know where you're heading and you know what your destiny is. And your destiny is the King of Pentacles, and that's someone who's very successful, very confident, very grounded, very determined. You can see it, but you're just trying to find your way there. That's what the problem here is. The Five of Wands is clarified by the Nine of Cups and the Nine of Swords. Right now, the thing that seems to be the most important for you is your emotional fulfillment. What is it that's keeping you emotionally fulfilled? And I think one of the biggest things you struggle with, Cancer, is trying to find emotional fulfillment in everything you do in life. And not everything has or does bring emotional fulfillment. Sometimes we have to do things that we don't particularly want to do. Sometimes we have to get through things to get to a place that we want to be, that isn't particularly enjoyable, that isn't particularly fulfilling. And you will try and bypass that in any possible way you can much of the time. The Nine of Swords is living in the energy of stress or fear or worry. But the opportunity here is to understand that it's those times where we're feeling stressed by the energies that we have no control over, that we need to hold on to the things that we do have control over and to improve or enhance those things, to drown out the negativity of the things that we don't have control over. And that's your opportunity. It's climbing back out climbing back out of that darker energy that you might be feeling, knowing that you can climb out of it, because a lot of the time you don't understand that you can climb out of it, Cancer, and you'll tend to kind of live in the oppression rather than fight it. The Three of Pentacles is clarified by the Lovers in reverse and the Ace of Cups. Now this is your challenge. For some of you, with the Three of Pentacles coming in with the Lovers in reverse, this could be about a feeling that you have that maybe there's something going on, or a suspicion that there's something going on within your relationship for some of you. The Lovers can be about your personal relationships, can be about friendships, can be about a work situation. But there's a feeling here that you think that there's something not right, or there's someone in the shadows, possibly. The Ace of Cups is interesting because, again, this comes in within your challenge, which says you're asking yourself, you're questioning whether someone feels the way that they say they feel about you. And I don't know if that's a reality, if that is an actual thing, or whether it's just that the energy you're in is causing you to question everything, including your relationships. The Nine of Wands is clarified by the King of Swords and the Knight of Swords in your unforeseen events. So as I said, you have got this determined energy within you waiting to come out. It will come. It's unforeseen, which means you're not expecting it. It's almost like you'll spring out of bed one morning and just go, right, I'm going to do this. It's not like you've talked yourself into it, because I think sometimes, Cancer, the more you try and talk yourself into something, the less able you are to do it. You'll talk yourself out of it the moment you try and talk yourself into it. Whereas this energy is much more unexpected. It's just spontaneous. The King of Swords is you're feeling much more determined. You are up for the fight. You're up for the battle. You're ready to face any kind of truth that comes your way. You're ready for clarity, regardless of how that may be, or how it may, of what it may be about. And then the Knight of Swords is now you're determined. Now you're taking action. Now you're going with a much more reactive energy to being able to face any problems head on. And then the Tower in reverse in your advice. This is not going to end in disaster. You've just got to get through the last of this difficult phase before you can... It's like getting through a very dark, dense forest. And then on the other side of that forest is a beautiful open meadow. And that's where you're going. And that's... If you just keep that in mind, you know that's where you're going. You're not going to be in this forest for long. And you're definitely not going to be in this forest forever. The High Priestess is coming in to say, listen to your intuition. You know this isn't... This energy isn't going to be with you permanently. Everything's going to be okay. The Knight of Wands in reverse. Just understand, Cancer, that not everything, like I said, that I think the key thing in this reading is that not everything is going to give you that sense of overwhelming fulfillment or positivity or joy or happiness or passion, or, you know, there's going to be things that are just hard, and you just have to get on with it. And you always have got on with it, but sometimes it feels like there's one thing after another, and then it's just like, oh, I can't see anything positive anymore. The Tower is coming in reverse, which means that this is not going to end the way you are expecting it to. It's going to be okay. So let's do your oracle. So I'm using these new cards, which are called the 108s. I think it's the ZZ108s. And they're a hybrid of character cards, yes or no situations, timing cards, but we'll see. I'm going to pull 3 and see if I can do a mini reading from them for you. Okay, so the first card is called the Checkered Flag, and it says conclusion, outcome, finale, completion, verdict, settled, results, signalling the end, finishing first, achievement, culmination, final chapter, endings, and feeling relieved. So that indicates this phase in your life is definitely coming to an end. And then we have the Shooting Star card, which is quick action, wish granted, rare, falling, moment in time, luck, dynamic, incandescent, dazzled, sudden, short-lived, passionate, passing through, enterprising and brilliant. This came in the reverse position, which means that you don't quite see your own potential. And that might be an ongoing problem for you, Cancer, is that you need to understand the brilliance of who you are and believe it. More so, because you have so much to look forward to. And then we have unlikely. This is a yes or no card. So if you have a question in your head at the moment, the question might be something along the lines of, will this get better? Hopefully it's not that question, because unlikely is not the answer you want. But this did come in the reverse position as well. So but at the same time, the question could be, is this going to culminate badly? Is my worst nightmare going to come true? And the answer here is, at this time, the situation or outcome is unlikely to occur. So, you know, I think however you look at this card, whatever you believe or whatever you feel is not the reality of the situation. The reality of the situation, Cancer, is that things are going to get so much better. You've just got to get through those last few, you know, you've got to hack down a few more trees to get to the other side of the forest. And it will be worth it in the end. So guys, thank you so much as always. Thank you for your love, your support, your encouragement and your engagement, which I return to you tenfold. Thank you for being so patient. And I will see you next time. Enjoy the journey.